So I'm not using my fancy cool camera app because I decided not to do it, essentially. Okay, let's, I have a couple topics on mine, so let's start. Let's get it out there. All right, first one is digital reality, quote unquote, and actual physical, quote unquote, reality, or whatever you want to call it, right? I've been also somewhat focusing on performance last couple days. I'm developing a sort of, I think I'm developing an ability to play a live set. Some time ago I would find it ironic, that rather than actually posting the music I've been making, people would just make vlog channels or whatever. But I don't really see a big problem with it. I think this. Okay, we'll get to that. But first of all, let's tackle the question of reality and fake reality or whatever. So I really don't know. Perhaps it ties into like some kind of like, I think it might be. So let's determine what people would what it might mean to have a sort of a base reality. What is a base reality? Okay, let's say it's the daily life, meaning you need to feed yourself, meaning you need to get food. You need to perhaps take care of your family or friends. I mean, it also depends on what stage in your life you are and how your kind of your lifestyle really, and whether we want to disregard, the grand narrative of life. These. I would even argue, quite a lot from of these changes and stem out of the fact that we actually do live in, I'd say, the digital reality is a reality. Okay, but all right, I'm getting ahead of myself. The question is what's reality. So the base reality, okay, daily life. Daily life is reality. Okay, let's say what would be the most normal, let's say, lifestyle. Okay, so let's say you get up at I don't know, 6 or 7 a.m. And you go to work 9 to 5. In different countries, it would be at 8 to 5, or perhaps 9 to 9. That depends. Okay, so essentially, what you're doing, you're selling your time, right? You're spending your time in exchange for money. So that's a base fact we can, I think, all agree on. Okay, that would be the basic reality. And also, okay, let's say after that you would perhaps go out with your friends in the evening, or you would various social activities, and so anything that's outside of this model, any activity that would be outside of this model would thus we could say that it's not normal. And if we were to generalize, we could say, okay, that's not real. It's not reality. For instance, if you're a writer, you might spend quite a lot of your time I'm just imagining here, you would spend, let's say, 4 hours, maybe less, maybe more, coming up with let's say, ways to continue your story. All right, let's say you're at a crossroads in your book, and you're spending, let's say, even perhaps a month, trying to figure out if especially if you enjoy the slower pace of work, um, so that would be your reality. But can you say that it's the reality? Can you say it's and that here we get to the question of subjective reality and of is reality subjective? You know, is this base reality more real than the writer's reality, for instance? And here we come, right? That's a valid question, I'd say. And who's to really say, and even in the case that most people would say that it's not real, it's the writer's lost in whatever, some imaginary world, does that change the fact that it's the writer's reality, though? Okay, and here we come to the crossroads. Not really crossroads, but here we come to the question of: is the digital reality real? Is it reality, or is it just an escape from reality, right? And here we can explore various viewpoints. Is it or music? All right. Is music something you escape to from the reality or whatever, or it's just I'm just really thinking of this, whether, and it's also the question whether I really don't know. I really don't know whether humans are really essentially is it anything to strive for, to be, to live in reality. Okay, anyways, I really don't know whether this is interesting. Perhaps I should, but then again, okay, so for me, what's my own personal viewpoint? I don't know. I really don't know. I encountered this. I really encountered this, the concept of no, I don't know if I can talk about this, because I don't know. It almost seems to me that the base requirement, for a person to kind of exist is this question, and also the question of the authentic self, really puzzled me for some time, and then of course you could argue, okay, come on, man, you're just lost in thought. What the hell are you doing? You see, now I'm, oh no. Okay, let's say what I think. And also, why would it? Why, I mean, is it bad? Perhaps just kind of, okay. I don't know how to speak, but I'm learning. Well, okay. I made this track here. I actually improvised. So I improvised the live set, right? And I came to this loop. I really like the effect of delay, when it's kind of like ding, 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 right? And I also discovered that my drum machine allows me to multiply beats on. Let's say I have an instance of a beat. I need to be rather than ding, 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 but ding, ding, ding. So I'm achieving the effect rather than with the delay. I'm achieving it from just multiplying the beat. And I can. This is a brilliant drum machine, and I can just multiply it, and essentially, which is pretty fun. I can actually make a. I can actually the beats, I can make melodies with it. You know, as we all know that a pitch is actually it's a beat, but it's sped up. You know, and you know, I'm also kind of wondering whether it's really possible to spend time and not really grow into yourself eventually. You know, and then again, there's also a question whether you whether it's kind of like whether your essence changes with time, or whether you're the way you are because you're just the way you are, right? And these are valid questions, and I'm, you know, when I was really young, at least younger than I am currently, I would kind of, you know, there were various decisions, you know, in my mind. Okay, so this is a crossroad. I see. Okay, so here I can go either this way or that way, and I would just think, I would just wonder whether I wouldn't wonder, you know. I would make a decision, and it was kind of feel like almost like I'm creating a character, you know, in a game or something like that. Okay, so this is my character trait, and I do believe that when you're kind of like young and when you're growing up, it's what you do, you know, consciously or unconsciously. It felt conscious in my case. And also, you know, I really don't know. It's almost, you know, this video diary. It almost feel like a diary. It really isn't, you know, and if you want, you know, you can collect data on me, but you know, I honestly don't really, I don't feel like I have anything to hide, to be totally honest. I'm just I'm not, I don't know, I don't feel like I'm doing anything bad, really, like, I don't know. But you know, then again, there's, you know, the world is a crazy place, you know. You can it almost quite often it almost seems like it's a question of so you can, it seems to me that there are three choices generally, you know. One being that, okay, I'm just gonna fit in, I'm gonna do the proper thing or whatever. Okay, I'm now an adult. Okay, I have to, first of all, I have to wear dark clothing because life is really dark, and I just have to like take it in and promote it. So I'm living in reality. Okay, I have to wear dark clothing. I have to be very very serious, but not too dedicated to anything, or rather be dedicated to stuff, but not really essentially value the social reality of the my whatever I produce more than the product itself, in, you know, subjective opinion. But you know, it also ties into the question of how do you generate income, right? With if you're just making something that nobody else likes, you know, perhaps you just need to find people who like it, you know. It might be the case, and you know, there are various strategies, right? You can try and make something that everybody likes. It just seems somewhat futile, but maybe it's not, I don't know. Or you can so essentially that's one trajectory, fitting in. Another trajectory would be not fitting in at all, and just being okay, that'll be third one. I'm sorry if I make a mess, but the second one would be sort of hiding, you know, like just going into becoming a recluse, really, you know, just be very reclusive, essentially, you know. And um, I also added slide guitar. I'm sorry. So essentially being a recluse. Um, um, which also, I mean, it doesn't. I think the effects aren't really much different than if you were just. Or okay, let's first decide the trajectories and then talk about the possible effects. So, fitting in, trying to fit in, reclusivity, and third one would be just being your authentic self, whatever that may be. And in the case of some people, it might be something that most part of society deems bad. Let's say you're really violent or something like that. Which is, if that's your authentic self, I mean, I can't fault you at all. Honestly. That's really weird. I sometimes wonder whether I'm like, I sometimes